Hello Dollar General friends. In this video, I'm going to show some footage from some more Dollar Generals that I hit up for some 25-cent items. I found a lot of stuff in the first 5 stores that I went in, so I did decide to go back out and try my luck at a few more stores. In the first store that I went in this time was a total jackpot. It was one of those stores where every time you turn around, you find something else to go through, something else that you want to grab for 25 cents. As you saw right at the entrance, they had a whole cart full of candy, mostly candy canes and things, but I did grab a couple of the small bags of cookies to try out. And then they had a whole end cap of the air care. There wasn't a lot of stuff left on it that was 25 cents, but I was able to find a few things, which of course I grabbed. And then I turned around and was very surprised to notice a bunch of gray totes in the floor. I don't know if they just have too many clearance totes in the back, or if they're trying to get ready for a clearance event. Typically in past years, there has always been a clearance event at the end of January, so I've kind of been waiting for them to announce a clearance event coming. I would not be surprised if there's one in the next week or two. That's usually what they do, and I remember that because it always ends up being on my sister's birthday, which is January 29th, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are getting ready for a clearance event. As you see, I did find some food items mixed in with the Valentine's candy. That made me happy. I only took the pumpkin because the other stuff isn't really interesting to me until it goes to a penny. The cranberry sauce, I usually don't grab until it's a penny because I don't really eat that. I have seen where people put it in dehydrators to make cranberry jelly candy, so I kind of want to try that and see if I'm willing to eat that. I'm a very picky person, but if I get some penny cranberry jelly, I'm definitely going to try dehydrating it to see what it tastes like this year. And here you see at the end of the Valentine's candy, they had a bunch of random junk where they've just kind of been squishing different stuff. And there was a lot of the $1 stocking stuffer items mixed into this stuff and a few other Christmas things. I found some Christmas card games. They had the display of coloring books. So I did dig through this stuff to find a few items that I wanted. They had a bunch of little craft kits at the top. I did end up grabbing all these little ponies that you can color because they remind me of the pony from Bluey. If you have a kid that watches Bluey, you've probably seen the pony that looks just like that. So I did grab those. I thought that was super cute. And then over here they had the $1 Valentine's items, but if you look, there was a lot of $1 stocking stuffer items mixed in. So this might be a great place to look when these go down to 10 cents or when they go down to a penny. Make sure you check the $1 items. That's a penny from summer stuff. Make sure you check the $1 Valentine's items and see if you can find the $1 Christmas items mixed in. That'll be a great way to score some more stuff, I think. I definitely plan on coming back to this store when this stuff drops down to a penny because I expect all of those stocking stuffer items to still be mixed in with the $1 Valentine's items. I don't think a lot of people are looking for that stuff or really wanting that stuff. So I'll definitely come back to this store when it goes to a penny and see if I can luck out. I think this will be where I start 2 weeks from now. I know this upcoming Tuesday on January 28th, all of these Christmas items will be dropping down to 10 cents. And so I do expect the following Tuesday, February 4th, to be the day that Christmas items penny out. There's a chance they keep them at 10 cents for 2 weeks, but typically it's 25 cents for 1 week, 10 cents for the next week, and then it drops to a penny. So I definitely expect this stuff to be a penny in 2 weeks. And when it is, I'm coming back here to look for some more stuff. As you saw, there was another end cap of air care at the back of the store, and then I went over to the clearance section and you can see there was tons more items that were 25 cents. I left all those food items for someone else to find. I got the cookie mix, but I left the chocolate chips and the coconut. I already have plenty of the chocolate chips and I don't eat coconut, so I'll grab that when it's a penny to donate, but I don't want to eat it myself, so I'm not gonna buy that at 25 cents. You can totally tell though, this was the store that kept on giving. I kept on finding stuff. I already had almost a full cart and I hadn't even gone to the front in this section where they had the 25-cent sale signs. And you see, I found another candle. I got some stickers. They had a few Christmas decorations, not a ton of stuff, but I really feel like I scored in this store. Those candles are full price. I want to say those might be regular shelf candles, but they had them mixed in over there. I grabbed a couple of craft items and some window clings, and then I did notice some LED Christmas lights, but they were full price. It's kind of weird. The lights usually stay full price, but I thought maybe since the light up tree toppers did get marked down this year, maybe the lights would be marked down, but when I scanned them with my app, they were ringing up full price. Like I've said a million times, I always use the app when I'm shopping in the store to make sure things are ringing up the price that I want them to be, because so often things that should be on sale are not on sale. This is the second store that I went in this day, and I found an air care end cap, and I left a bunch of the Glade sprays and stuff for someone else, but I did grab the oil refills because I like to get as many as I can to last the year. And then you see there was a few food items mixed in with their seasonal stuff. Their seasonal aisle was very messy and sporadic. I actually took some footage in the store just to show you how terribly messy it was. I did get to the front where they had all of their 25-cent stuff piled up, or what they know was 25 cents. And there was a display of New Year's items. Of course, I grabbed all of that stuff because it's a penny right now. And then I did grab all of the paper plates that I could find. This is actually the only store that I've been in so far where I've found any paper plates. And I love getting cheap paper plates if I save them for the next holiday, or if I just use them throughout the year just because they're cheap. I always make sure I grab paper plates when they're a great price. And I do want to mention that the Bumble, the abominable snowman that I threw in the cart, the plushie, they did say that that wasn't a part of the 25-cent sale, but it was ringing up 70% off. I just didn't want to argue with them, so I just left it at that and let them take it out of my cart. But you can see this was a toy aisle I'm trying to get down, just one of those random toy aisles where they put the seasonal toys, and they had so much stuff everywhere. I could barely get my cart down the aisle. I made sure I walked down the NCI aisle because you might find Christmas candles and things mixed in over there. Once again, it was so crowded I could barely get down the aisle, and at the end they had carts everywhere, stuff in the floor everywhere I went, and I noticed this end cap that looked like it had air care on it, so I thought I'd go and see what they had, but there was smashed candles everywhere and there was just glass all over the floor. I'm kind of wondering if someone came in excited about the 25-cent stuff and didn't want other people to get any, and they were throwing it in their cart or something, because for some reason there was candles smashed and glass all over the place. I did let the cashier know when I got to the front, but I got a feeling that she wasn't going to do anything about it. They didn't seem to mind that this store was a total disaster. And sometimes when you go in a disaster store, you get really lucky. So sometimes it's worth it putting up with a really messy store. But this ended up being my whole haul from that store. Definitely not a ton of stuff, but I was really excited about the paper plates, and I couldn't say no to some penny items that were just sitting out ready for me to grab. And then I don't want to be one of those people that mocks people, but I had to show this box at the front behind the counter, and instead of pregnancy test, it says pregnancy test. That's the kind of store I was in. It was definitely an experience. Some Dollar Generals are amazing and clean and well kept, and some of them are just total disasters. It's crazy how you can go 5 minutes down the road and find a store that seems completely different, but then you go in one and you're like, why did I come in here? There's actually one town that I go in that has a store that is always so consistently disastrous that I just won't go back in it. It's never worth my time. It is always a disaster. I can't get down the aisles. It's such a mess. I don't know how places like that stay open. I don't know how they don't change management and get better. That store has been like that for a couple years. I'll wait, and once a year I'll go in. It's still a disaster. I vow not to go back in. I wait a year and I try again, but it stays bad. This store I thought was really surprising how much of a win it was. I did not expect to find so much stuff. When you first go out, the first day when it hits 25 cents, early in the day, you expect to try to get lucky somewhere. But as you wait a day or two, and as you go out later in the day, you really don't expect to find full end caps of air care and sections full of 25-cent items, but I definitely got lucky in that third store. This was the fourth and final store that I went in this time, and they had all their Christmas stuff outside in gray totes, but it was super cold. I want to say it was like 10 degrees outside, and I did not feel like standing out there and digging. I did walk in and find some chocolate chips, but I already had plenty of those, so I left those behind. And up on the top shelf was a display full of New Year's items. They are a penny. Lots of times I would get penny items off the top shelf because I don't like to leave pennies behind because typically they just get thrown away. And I really believe in the no penny left behind policy because I like to donate items. But I just didn't feel like it was worth trying to get that display down for those penny New Year's items. I just wasn't excited enough about them to want to deal with them. Let me know in the comments, have you ever seen penny items on the top shelf and just decided it wasn't worth grabbing them? I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye!